Welcome, everyone, to episode 86 of 1 Hour, 1 Decision, 1H1D. I am Chris.
And I am Tom.
And we take 60 minutes and play a random or user-requested game on Xbox Game Pass and decide maybe we should get into the power washing business.
I mean, we did a good job. There's money to be made.
There's money to be made. This episode, we're going to be talking about Power Wash Simulator, which was a Twitter poll that I posted a couple weeks back, and it was a pretty resounding request from everyone. So that was cool. Thank you so much for everyone that participated. And we'll throw these requests out there every once in a while. So be on the lookout for that. But Power Wash Simulator, it was developed by Future minus the E Lab Limited. And this game came out back in July of 2022. So fairly
current.
Recent. Current indeed. This game I played on PC, and it was a respectable 5.07 gigabytes. What about you, Tom?
Look at this. 3.9 gigabytes on the Xbox One. Well done, Future minus the E Lab.
Yeah. The E, they took out the E for efficiency. That's what it is.
Yeah, and saved themselves 1.1 gigabytes in the process.
Well done. Well done indeed. You great folks out there. But what kind of game is this, Tom?
I went broad with this brush. First-person simulation.
Yeah, it's in the name. So yeah, I put first-person power washing simulator because,
because you just wanted to use the title of the game in your description.
Yes. First FPPS. It's an FPPS or FPPWS if you really wanted to get technical about it. Maybe.
I don't know. I think power wash is one word. It's certainly one word in the title.
Okay, whatever. I want my power. But what else we need? We need that game loop. What you got?
Blast dirt with the hose. Where's it go? Nobody knows.
That's true. I put clean stuff, get the money, repeat, profit.
You don't even have the question mark step in there. It's very clear how this works.
No, yeah. There was no question marks for me. It was very clear cut, I thought, this game. So I was since the game was teased by Game Pass on Twitter, I'll be honest, I was a little bit excited about trying to try out this game. So I'm glad we got to play this so early and not be tied by the surprise me button, because the surprise me button would probably be like, here's a roguelite instead, and that's generally how things work for us. So
it's true. But since you were so excited to play this, Chris, why don't you start us off with some things that you liked?
Sure. I mean, right off the bat, very easy to pick up and play. I literally they just plot, once you start up your particular mode, which I forgot to mention, we played this cooperatively, didn't we, Tom?
We did.
Yeah.
Chris loaded up a career.
I did.
We were off to the races.
We were. The first one was to clean a car. And we did that. We did just it was pretty self-explanatory. I played this on mouse and keyboard. You played this on the controller, but they didn't try to mess with the controls at all. It was very much like if you played a first-person shooter, if you on the PC or on the Xbox, pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. I hope. I'm assuming you use the triggers to use the power washer.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that was it. No muss, no fuss kind of thing. And the tutorial, that first career career mode where you're cleaning that van, it was pretty much like they easily they gradually guided you through the interface and stuff like that. Nothing, and it was a nice pace. Very nice pace.
Yeah.
What
By
about
the
you,
end of
John?
it,
What about you?
we definitely knew how to power wash.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I want to say my first like is that I thought it was cool that I could play co-op with Chris.
Mm, it
That's
was nice.
that's
It was really nice. We
uh
were we were washing buddies, power
yeah.
washing buddies, getting
Uh
that ground.
I appreciated, and maybe this is, this probably wouldn't have happened either way, but we could check our progress and see what objectives we were missing.
Yep.
So it was hard to get stuck, right?
Right.
Because you had a list of objectives. It told you, all right, the tires are 50% clean. It's like, okay, well, we need to focus on that. Or
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
had a
It wasn't I felt like it was very stress free
mm,
because not only were you like you had a nice list of things to complete. There was no time limit. There was no resource limit. So that was great. Like we didn't have to worry about any of that stuff. We just wash and that's all we had to do.
and speaking of washing, it feels very satisfying to transform things from being really gross to being great.
Oh, yes. It was so nice. Like they did a great job, especially they did a great job on the first level with the car because like one as the thing gets like as the car got more clean, you could see the reflections of stuff. Like I was like, wait, did they do ray tracing or something like that? It just looked really good. It looked really good with the water coming off and yeah, very, very satisfying. And I liked the dirt button.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
I had the tab. It was the tab on the keyboard, but it would highlight all the pieces and stuff that you were missing or you didn't clean properly. So it was super helpful to be able to use that.
Yes, because you don't even have to go into the objectives. You know that your primary objective is clean this thing.
Yeah.
So if you hit a button and it shows you a bunch of dirt, you're like, okay, that's where I need to go.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I felt like the interface, the UI did a great job of kind of keeping you on track of things and stuff like because you had the star meter, which told you how much closer you were to completing the job. Of course, like we mentioned, there's the objectives list, and then the dirt button. Like it was just a great. I thought it was a great mix of ways to keep the player going and understanding like what they have to do, which is to clean. But and as we talked about it already, but co-op is great. It was great. It was great for us to kind of just drop in and complete a mission together. And
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I felt like there was a moment where we were we were both like in the zone doing our thing, like cleaning. Like it was like silence from the both of us as we were just so focused on what we
Yeah.
were doing.
Terrible radio. If you were listening to it on the radio, that's just dead air.
But
Uh,
it
but
was
but yeah, it was you definitely get into a rhythm, and it's like, okay, like this whole patio needs to get cleaned, and it's going to take a minute. So I'm just going to put my nose to the grindstone and just start getting these bricks clean.
yeah, yeah. Anything else you wanted to bring up there?
Uh, we didn't really touch on them too much, but there are different modes. We mostly played the career there, but they do have challenge modes, which introduce things that Chris was
Hmm.
talking. So water becomes a resource now,
Yes.
or time is a resource, and you have to manage that. And then they also had kind of wonky stuff like, clean a Mars rover, like
Yeah.
just, it's not just, go and clean someone's, deck.
Yeah. And the other thing to keep in mind too, the career mode, as you progress through it, you get money, you get stars. The star ratings are important because that gets you to unlock certain like certain equipment, and the money, of course, allows you to buy certain equipment. Like not only is there cosmetic stuff, but there's things that'll help you clean faster and more efficiently. So I
Yes.
would think, I mean, I would think that would be more useful for like the time trials and the resource management edition or modes or whatever. But I appreciate also the fact that the career mode doesn't have those like time limits and stuff like that. It was like it's a nice change of pace, I think, for me.
Yeah. And I mean, really, Chris, if we were running our own power washing business, we could take as much time as we wanted. I mean, it's not good
It's true.
economic sense, but
No.
you want to sit there and clean every little brick. I mean, you
Yeah.
can.
Kind of want their suits too. Suits are pretty cool.
They
Enjoyed
were a
that.
tad intense. The hazmat suits,
Yeah.
no
You
skin
don't
showing.
know. You don't know what you're cleaning there, Tom. And we did have some questions during our second mission or second objective. So that was,
Yes,
as the kids say, pretty sus. So,
absolutely.
but speaking of sus, what about some things that we didn't like?
Well, I'll go ahead and start. I think that first level went very smoothly and very quickly,
Yeah,
which was nice, but it was a very much a tutorial level.
yeah,
The second level that we did though, oh boy, like we
yeah,
really only like we spent most of the hour doing that
yeah.
one level. So
It was quite large. It was the objective or whatnot was to clean this person's backyard, which I don't know what happened in this backyard. It was crazy. Tom apparently found bloody footprints.
yep.
I just everything was like had soot on it where I cleaned. So it was like, what's going on here? Is there something strange in this neighborhood? So
Yeah, it was a lot of dirt.
too much.
I think there was more dirt than yard.
Yeah, probably. That's it's an accurate statement. But the other thing I thought was weird was the fact that the characters jump extremely high.
Yes.
Um, I mean, when you're putting any simulator at the end of anything, I felt like the fact that you could jump, like I literally was able to jump from standing to the top of this shed on the roof without any sort of support. So I was like, that's pretty impressive. Unless they have like these guys are NBA players by during the day and power washers at night or vice versa. I'm not sure. So that
Yeah.
was
Times are hard.
strange.
You gotta
Yeah,
get a second gotta get a second job.
I guess so. I don't know about you. What about did you notice any of those text messages that were happening throughout the game? Did you get any of those?
No, and I didn't write it down here, but I do want to
Hmm.
point out that like at the end of a level you got a cutscene. But
Mm,
me as your co-op partner, so I was definitely missing out on pieces of the career mode. I did not
yeah.
see those text messages. I didn't see the like congratulations you finished the level kind of cutscene. I just
Oh.
watched you kind of stare off into space until the
So,
level.
so you really were just the help. You,
Yeah.
your campaign, your career did not progress as well. That's too bad. I so what Tom was talking about with the cutscenes is actually I should have mentioned this in the likes, but it was kind of cool because what happens at the end of a campaign or objective is or mission is that they do like a quick like almost like a sped up mode of your actual cleaning, and it's pretty cool. Just because it looks satisfying watching you just quickly clean everything in this particular area. So I was happy about that. And did you get any cash or anything of that either? Nothing?
I did get money
Okay.
for participating, but because I was in your career, I could not spend that money on anything that would actually improve my game. I could only spend it on cosmetics.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So
That's right. That's too
I could
bad.
buy a cool new suit and cool new gloves, but I couldn't spend the money on a cool new power washer or anything that would
Yeah,
actually
be
advance my
beneficial. Mm,
yeah.
okay. I also thought the co-op joining experience was a little weird because you had to start a mission and then you join in to the game. Like I have
Yeah.
that's how I allow you to be invited to the game. I was like, okay, it seems like they flipped it around. So that was, I don't know, a little
Well,
weird.
I think it kind of makes sense in that like you're playing a game and I'm just the hired help. Like
I
you
guess
got
that's
you
true.
got you got to take the job and you've got to sign your, sign the contract and stuff and then you can come over to Home Depot and pick me up.
Okay, fine. That's fair. I guess that they added the simulation part there. It's
Yes.
too bad that I didn't. To your point, it's too bad I didn't have an opportunity to just drive by Home Depot during that process. But you know, I'm sure Home Depot would have been asking for a pretty penny to do that.
Yes.
So they could have used like a generic
Yes.
name or whatever. But anyway, the other thing I know I didn't realize until later, was there any music?
I did not notice music and I thought it was weird, but I also wasn't 100% sure if that was just me or if it was the whole game. So,
Yeah. Oh boy, what else? What else you got there, Tom?
well, I'll be honest, it feels a lot like work, you know? It's
Oh,
not
you
really,
think?
in my humble opinion, this is not really a game, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like I would have gotten a lot more satisfaction if I had just come over your house and helped you actually power wash your yard.
Perhaps, but
I,
I wouldn't have
it,
given you money. You just would have been
well, I didn't
doing
get
it for
money either
free.
way.
Well, you could. You just could. You just buy sweet suits and gloves. That's about it.
Yeah, but neither of our yards was clean at the end of this hour.
This is fair. This is fair. But I mean, other than that, I guess was there anything else that you didn't seem to enjoy about this
Um,
game?
well, okay, so while it did we got into the rhythm and it did feel kind of like zen to play it, I did get eventually pretty bored because the whole
Hmm.
game kind of reduces to clean this stuff with a hose, right? Like there's
Yeah.
there's not a lot of variety here. It's like
No.
there's variety in like the nozzles you use and things like
Yeah.
that, but like I mean, you're still pointing a power washer at a surface until it's
Yeah.
not dirty anymore. Like that's the game.
True. It is very much a one trick pony, and if it doesn't get you interested
Right.
in washing things or whatever, then might not be for you.
Yeah, if the power washing doesn't grab you, I mean, there's nothing else here.
I mean, the name is just in the name. Sorry, there's nothing else here.
It is a
I,
power washing simulator. Period.
yeah. Period. Full stop. Nothing else. Anything else here, or should we talk about our notables?
Yeah, let's move on to the notables, I think.
Okay. I will say that this game has Xbox Cloud saves. It has cross-platform and cross-gen multiplayer. So, meaning people on the Xbox Series can play with the OG Xbox One console players. So that's pretty cool.
Very cool.
And yeah, I mentioned cloud saves is there. And the other thing I wanted to bring up was, and we quickly talked about it during our stream, but especially with the second mission, because everything was on fire and stuff, like, or what I guess was on fire at some point. It felt like this game had potential to be like a cross promotional or something with a game that we played before, which was Ember, where you were
Yes.
a firefighter. So, like, it almost seems like there could be like some sort of mashup or a team up there involved. That would be, kind of cool. I know the art styles are completely different, but it would be neat to be able to like be a fireman or be a power washer and do your thing.
Well, or
So,
like you play like a level of Ember, and if you do it really well, there's not a whole lot to power wash. And if you
True.
do real poorly, like then we spend the hour cleaning this guy's yard. Like,
Yeah. Fair enough. Did you want to bring up anything on your final, like, other thoughts before we go to our?
I am curious what would motivate someone like to pick this as the subject of a video game. Like, I understand that there are a lot of simulators out there,
Yeah.
but like, why power wash, right? Like, why how did somebody go like, no, this is going to be great, and it is popular. Like, people are really excited about this idea of power washing in a video game, and
Yeah.
that I've got questions.
Well,
So
I gotta say there are people that make YouTube videos of them doing power washing stuff, and I'm sure folks at FuturLab was like, let's make a game out of that. That looks satisfying, and then here we are playing it on Game Pass. So
I guess that's how it worked.
yes,
Let
the
us
best
know,
ideas come from YouTube.
Let us know, FuturLab. Did you fall
Yeah.
down a YouTube rabbit hole, and that's how you landed at this?
Hey, I'm okay with that. As we're going to talk about, well, are we going to keep playing this game, Tom? Is this a
Okay.
game that we will put up, hang up, or shoot some more dirt away from? I don't know what I just said. Anyway.
It's okay. I enjoyed listening to you struggle.
But before we get to that, we wanted to let you know about our spectacular sponsor, Winner Winner. Winner Winner is a live arcade claw machine game available on Android and iOS, and it's 100% skill-based. Trust me, if you see me play my games, you know I'm not that great, and I still have won games on my first try. There's hundreds of prizes, even featuring gaming merch from Nintendo. Pick your prize from choices in your particular game, or bank your earnings with tickets to redeem any other prize you want from their wide selection. And for all you lovely people listening or watching our show, you can get bonus tokens on your first app token purchase. Download and create your account, then use the link in the episode's description to enter promo code DALE after you sign in. Check it out. It's clawsome.
If I had not played this with you, Chris, I probably would have been bored before even finishing that first tutorial level. I'll be honest, because I think about like how much longer these things would have taken if I did them by myself, right? Like, I cleaned half this guy's backyard and it took an hour. So that means if I cleaned 100% of this guy's backyard, it would have taken me a full hour, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, 2 hours or whatever, double the time.
Yeah.
So I really don't think I'm ever going to play this again unless somebody else really wanted to give it a try. And then again, in a co-op scenario. This is, I think, the only way I'm playing this is cooperatively.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I did want to mention that we did talk about, this game would be great in VR.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
another VR game.
If this was in VR and playing it co-op, those are probably the right conditions for me to keep playing this.
Yeah.
But I don't think either of those things is happening, so I'm moving on. How about you?
Fair enough. Well, I had a blast playing this. It felt very satisfying to get that gunk off of whatever it is that we need to get gunk off of. So I think I'm going to keep it. And I might bother you, Tom, to play this game. So
Okay.
there, you brought it up.
Well, if you ask really, really nicely, then maybe.
Fair enough.
That's about as committal as I'll get with you.
All right. So what?
I was going to say, speaking of commitments.
There you go. So those are our thoughts. Let us know what you think of this game. Follow us and say hello on Twitter at TC1H1D, or shoot us an email at TC1H1D@outlook.com. Check out our next streams on Twitch at twitch.tv/1H1D. And if you're watching this podcast on YouTube, send us a comment down below and we promise to read and respond. You know that, Tom. We try.
Yes.
Well,
and I would love if somebody knows the whole like history of this game and why it was made. Like,
yes,
throw that in the comments. I'd love to hear it.
Oh yeah. That'd be great. Speaking of which, 2020 is part of the QTB network. And if you like gaming podcasts, be sure to check out Quit the Build, a weekly gaming podcast, weekly gaming news podcast. Or to see the whole lineup, because they do other things too, other than gaming news, streams and stuff like that. Check out quitthebuild.com/network. So there we go. There we have it. Tom, is that it? Let's just wrap up right now.
Yeah. We have nothing else we have to do. Oh wait, that's right. We're gonna have an episode again. we need a game for it.
We do. And the surprise button is back for that. So we're gonna find out right now what we're gonna be playing. Here we go.
Chris is pressing the button, going no whammies, no whammies.
Yes.
Hoping for not a roguelike.
Not a roguelike. And I don't know, because I've never heard of this game. It's called, I apologize, Umurangi Generation Special Edition.
I don't believe that's real.
Well, it is. That's the name. I said it. So therefore, it is decided.
Okay. Well, when I go on my Xbox and this thing doesn't exist, we're going to be in trouble. So.
Oh, but it is. It's there. I know it. I believe in it. So that is it for our episode today, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one.
Thanks, everybody.